Hi everybody, this is Craig on Between the Whiskeys. Thanks for watching this morning. Picked up a couple of things out in Dayton Hamvention that we're going to be playing around with today. So we're going to see if we can get this whip antenna onto 40 meters using just this little bitty coil. So I picked up a couple of these items here at Dayton Hamvention that we're going to be using today, and kind of take a look at them here right now. Picked up this alpha antenna. It's actually 17 feet 9-inch whip. I'll show you that in a little segment of video a little bit later. Really heavy whip. It's a lot more substantial than what I've been using. I had a little Chinese stainless steel whip that I was using for most of my POTA activations. This is significantly heavier. It's also a little bit longer, so it doesn't quite fit in some of the things that that I use, but pretty good. And then I picked up also this little coil, and that's a new design by Chuck KK6USY of Coffee and Ham Radio's fame. I talked to him. I talked to the Smoking Ape a little bit about this coil. They built it up special for me, and I picked it up in Dayton, and we're going to be doing some testing on it today. So here we are back out here at our setup this morning. I've got the 17 foot 9-inch alpha antenna whip, very good whip, very substantial whip. I've got my little coil, I've got some ground radials, and I'm going to set the antenna up here on our tripod that I already got fixed down to the ground. So laying down here, go ahead and connect my coax. And again, like all of my antenna experiments I've been doing here, just setting up everything just as I would the very first time. This is the very first time I've ever had this set up together. I forgot one item that I'm going to have to go back and get in just a second, but I'm going to go ahead and put this coil on the antenna. Even though I've never had this antenna out before, going to go ahead and screw it on to the antenna here, and then put it into my 3H24 adapter that's on the antenna mount. Go ahead and screw that on down. Make sure that it's making good contact. And it looks like that is, and everything's good there. And then we're going to just stretch this antenna out, this whip out, fully extended for the full 17 foot 9 inches. Very good heavy antenna whip. Seems like it's very good quality and substantially longer. And I did some measurements earlier. It looks like each one of these segments is 18.5 inches. So when we start to tune a little bit, that'll kind of give us a place to work from. Because I'll tune the antenna from down here at the bottom segments rather than from up at the top. Let me go ahead and stretch out my ground radials. That'll take me just a minute. Okay, one more thing that I forgot. I put together this jumper wire. It's just got a couple of alligator clips on the end of it. I'm going to use it right now to jump around the coil because I want to tune my antenna for 20 meters first. So I'm going to do the 20 meter adjustments. You kind of seen me do this back in my whip wrangling video that we did before of how you adjust a whip antenna to get it resonant on a certain band. Got a little different setup on my SWR measurements today, so we'll see if we can bring those to you better and show you visually kind of what we're doing. So I'm going to take this jumper wire. I'm going to connect it up here on the top of the coil. I'm just snapping it on to the coupling nut, and I'll put one down on the bottom as well. That way it takes the coil out of line, and we're just measuring basically the resonance of the whip only right now. Okay, here we are. Got my setup going today. I've got my nano VNA connected to the coax that runs out to the antenna. Right now we have the whip extended all the way on 20 meters. So we're going to start out there. That's kind of our baseline where we want to be, and kind of see where the antenna is resonant just with no adaptations to it. I've got the coil on the bottom, but I've got a jumper wire around it, so it's really not a part of the system. Now the little jumper wire does become a part of the system. So later on, if you want to just use the coil or just use the whip by itself without the coil on there, you're going to have to take that into consideration. So let me go ahead and run a sweep here, and we'll see what we can get and see where it comes out. That's a pretty decent sweep. Looks like the dip is somewhere at about 12.86 megahertz. So that tells me that it's the antenna is really way too long. So we're going to have to go out there and make some adjustments on that. But I'm going to walk out there now. We're going to adjust the antenna down just a little bit, and then we'll run another sweep and see how that comes out. Okay, now earlier I've told you in the video that each one of these segments is about 18.5 inches long. So I know that the antenna or the whip anyway right now is way too long. You've seen me do this adjustment on my whip wrangling video before, so you can kind of see that. So I'm going to try to go about halfway. I'll say that's about halfway, and I'm going to just push that down about halfway in that first segment, and then we'll come back and we'll run another sweep. Okay, let me get the first one here out of the way. Then we'll run a new sweep. We moved it significantly. Looks like our midpoint now is about 13.5 megahertz. So we moved it about half that distance that time, and it moved about halfway. So let's go ahead and move it another half segment and see what happens when we come back and run the next sweep. Okay, so this is the segment that I've got out right now. I'm going to go ahead and push that all the way down, and it's all the way closed. The next segment is fully extended. So we've closed it up one 18.5 inch segment so far from on the 20 meters. And so my best estimate is that it should be about 16.5 feet for it to be resident right in the middle of 20 meters. We've closed it up 18.5 inches, and we were 17.9 to begin with. So that should put us at about 16.3. Right now our dip is just below 14 megahertz. So we're going to need to adjust just a little bit more. Yeah, I mean we're just at the edge of the band, and so we're going to have to shorten it up just a little bit more. We don't really need to move it all that much though. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to move it about 3 inches. Then we'll run another sweep and we'll see what happens that time. Okay, so we're fully one segment in now. So let's go back out there and we'll move it down just a little bit more. Okay, so I'm on my next segment. Here's my next 18.5 inches. So I'm going to come up here at about, let's say 3 inches. And I'm going to move it down just a little bit. Okay, so I moved it down about an additional 3 inches. Okay, run another sweep. That might be money. So let's take a look at that image. Pop out that chart. Blow it up where we can see it. And it looks to me like right now our lowest SWR is about 14.12, and it's 1.065. I don't really know that we need to do very much more with it, but just in the just because we want to be kind of perfect, because really what we're trying to measure is what's going to happen when we add that coil in. So I'm going to go ahead and save this one. And then we're going to go out there and I'm going to go ahead and move it down just a hair more. And we'll see if that puts us right in the very center of the band. So I'm going to move it, this time I'm going to call it about 2 inches. And we're going to call that good. So altogether we moved one 18.5 inch segment, and then we've moved about 5 inches in the next segment. So that's something to remember, and I'll try to keep that in mind, make a note of it. Okay, so I did a sweep. Let's pop that out, take a look at it. And we're getting really good here. So actually probably went just a hair too far. If I move that marker over to the lowest point, it looks like my SWR now, it's really low. It's 1.05, and I'm at a frequency of 14.26 megahertz. So I think I'll move it up one, just maybe up 1 inch, and then we'll call that good and call that our baseline. So I came back out about 1 inch on the whip, and then we'll see what we got to do after that. So let's run another sweep. That looks really, really good right there. So we're right in the middle. We're right in the middle of the band now. Pretty good. That's a pretty good antenna right there. So I'm gonna call that good. I'm gonna save that image, and this will be our final 20. And then I'm gonna go out there. We're gonna pull the loading coil off, and we're gonna see what happens. Any guesses? This would be a good place for like a quiz, wouldn't it? So let's go take that coil, that jumper off, and see what happens. Okay, got the jumper off. So I'm gonna run up here and I'm gonna run a sweep real quick. We're gonna see what happens. And to be quite honest with you, it's not terrible. It's a really good looking, sharp peak. But we're still a little bit high in the band. So I'm gonna put my first marker on there. And we'll take a look at it and see where it is. Our SWR is a little bit high, 2.4, somewhere in that neighborhood, which surprises me a little bit. And our frequency of resonance right now, where our first marker is, looks like it's at 7.4 megahertz. We'd like to be around 7.2, somewhere in there. And our SWR is 2.563. So that's a little bit troubling. And right now, the antenna is too short. So that's really kind of interesting. We're going to go move it a little bit, lengthen it out a little bit, and see what the situation is with that. But again, the SWR is a little bit high. Okay, so my first section is all the way compressed. So we've got 18.5 inches of the coil into the whip, or 18.5 inches of the whip compressed. We've got the coil in line. So let's run another sweep and see what happens. Okay, I don't think it changed very much. Yeah, it didn't move very much right there. So we're gonna have to drop that down some. Still too long. Still shows our dip to be somewhere around 7.4. So let's lengthen it back out and see what happens. Okay, I'm gonna move it up Gonna try to move it up this time. Uh, let's move it up halfway. So I'm gonna go all the way to the top, kind of get me an idea about the halfway point, and go down to there. One more right around halfway. See what happens. Now we made a good adjustment that time. So let's pop out the chart so we can see it. Make it a little bigger. Now we got our dip just about exactly in the middle. So let's take a look at it and let's see where it is. I put the marker on it. We're at 7.12 megahertz, which is just a hair below where we needed to be. Our SWR though there is about 2.2, so I'm a little bit challenged with that. Not really sure what's going on there, but I do know this: I could just hit the tuner button and be able to operate really well. So that little coil is going to help me get on to 40. We may have some challenges with it. We'll work with it and we'll see what goes on. But I want to thank Chuck and Ape at Coffee and Ham Radios for hooking me up with that coil. I want to thank Alpha for making some great deals at Dayton Hamvention, because I wouldn't have bought that whip otherwise. It's a great whip. Hi, this is Craig. I'm back with you. Got a little addendum to this video. When you last saw me, I was a little bit perplexed about what was going on with the SWR within the coil. So I called Chuck. We talked about it a little bit, and he made the suggestion to try to change up my radial fields. I made one change in the radial fields, and maybe you've seen how I do my radials before. I put a connector in the middle so I can use them as 8 16-foot radials or 4 32-foot radials, depending upon how I want to set it up. When I was doing my testing today, I was using 8 16-foot radials. And so I changed and switched it out to 4 32-foot radials. Maybe you can see them. They're laid out here on the field just as, in a 90-degree arrangement around the clock. And so I got 4 32-foot radials out there, and the SWR fell right down there to 1.0, just like it should have been. Yeah, I'm absolutely pleased with the little coil and what it's going to do. I think it'll make my activations much easier. I'll probably need to go back and do some more testing, maybe see if I can run this whip with on 20 meters just with the 4 radials stretched out at 32 feet and see how that does. But it's been a successful day, good day of testing out here for Between the Whiskeys. Once again, if you like what you saw, hit that like and subscribe button, and maybe there's another video up here in the corner that you can watch. We'll see you next time on Between the Whiskeys.